No misleading question is allowed is as true as the sun rising from the east and setting at the west. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Did I mention a name?
I asked the clerk of court to monitor the public statements of the councils of the parties this past week. And one side has been crossing the line many times. And in fact, the presiding officer is already in the process of drafting a ruling and a warning and an order pertaining to this. Because clearly, I can even name all of you who have been commenting on social media in violation of Rule 18 of the impeachment rules.
Find it in bad taste to do this at this time. And I think it is inappropriate to do that to a fellow member of the bar, because even as we sit on the opposing side of this hall, we remain to be both members of the bar, and as officers of the court, we owe each other respect, politeness, or even kindness. And it doesn't take one to be a lawyer to know that the first thing that our parents teach us to do is humility.
Your Honor?
No, I'm not yet done, Your Honor. In fact, I have asked one of our lawyers to review the actual transcript from the video that transpired between the prosecutor and Attorney Ferrer, and it would seem that in the heat of the exchange, or in the passionate exchange of the arguments between the prosecutor and Attorney Ferrer was not even actually referring to misleading questions as allowed, as implied in the social media post of Attorney Ligutan. In fact, it's here. The court can confirm this from a replay of the video. Attorney Ferrer, sinabi ho ba yan sa JC na dapat may mahuli? The witness answers, ang nakalagay po kasi sa JC under 4.8.2 ay proof of success. Attorney Ferrer, hindi. Sorry, Your Honor, please. Attorney Kapunan, let the witness answer, Your Honor. Mr. Presiding Officer, can the counsel be instructed not to stop the witness mid-sentence, Your Honor? Attorney Ferrer, Your Honor, please, can the witness be directed to just answer with yes or no? The counsel has her time to ask clarificatory questions later during redirect, Your Honor. And Attorney Kapunan, not all questions can be answered by yes or no. This is the meat of the contention of the argument between Attorney Kapunan and Attorney Ferrer. Attorney Ferrer responded, I am on cross, Your Honor, please. And the presiding officer said, counsels. Attorney Kapunan responded, never mind if you are on cross, Your Honor. There are limits to cross-examination. Misleading questions are not allowed on cross. This was the first time that the matter on misleading questions was actually raised by Attorney Kapunan. And Attorney Ferrer, for some reason, said they are allowed, but she was pertaining to the fact that the questions to which a yes or no answer may be answerable are allowed. She's not referring to misleading. I mean, for in effect, Attorney Ferrer was only saying that leading questions are allowed on cross-examination, not misleading questions, and yet we have a private prosecutor immediately taking to social media and posting this, implying something against the defense counsel. We will not have this.
No misleading question is allowed is as true as the sun rising from the east and setting at the west. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Did I mention a name? Did I mention what case? Zero. Nothing. Nada. So yung reaction, if they felt alluded to, sa kanila na po yun.
Gusto ng lahat ng partido, ng prosekusyon, ng depensa, at kahit ng korte po mismo. So, I think we will just wait for what the presiding officer will issue on Monday. But as far as we are concerned, I think we had maintained yung pong pagtalima doon po sa mga limits that is imposed by the rules, the current rules of the Senate Impeachment Court.
Dadagdag po ko yung sinabi ni Congressman Terry. Ito pong impeachment trial na to, this is the first impeachment trial that is being conducted at the age of social media. Apart from mga fake news po na nakikita natin, yung mga splice videos, kami po dito sa House Prosecution Panel, kung ano po yung magiging direktiba ng impeachment court, very consistent po ang stand ng House Prosecution Panel. Tatalima po sila, irerespeto po nila at mag-a-adjust po ang House Prosecution Panel in compliance kung ano po yung magiging direktiba ng impeachment court. Ang inaasahan din po ng taong bayan ay hindi lang po dito sa both panels, no, sa prosecution at saka sa defense, pero tumalima din and strictly to also to observe yung Senate rules of impeachment. Mapapansin niyo po sa mga nakaraang weeks, no, may mga senator judges po na nagpo-post din po ng mga splice videos na ito'y nagpapakita na hindi tamang konteksto during the oral arguments, no? Kung inanais po natin na maawasan po natin yung ma-violate yung sub judice rule, ay sana hindi lang po ito ma-impose lang po sa isang particular na panel tulad po sa prosecution or sa depensa, pero sana rin po ay matalima strictly ang ating mga quiz sitting senators na hindi mag-avoid din po sila so any uploading or any content on social media that would also violate sub judice rule. So mapapansin po natin yung ganong klaseng sistema sana maging universal yung application at tatalima po ang buong korte, not just the prosecution panel, the defense, but as well as our Senate sitting senator judges.
Well, unang-una, no, yung pinagkaiba kasi ng impeachment sa regular court, ang impeachment kasi, this is imbued with public interest. Bakit po namin sinabing public interest? Dahil unang-una, ito pong nasasakdal o yung subject po ng impeachment ay public official na hinalal ng taong bayan. Kaya siguro nararapat lamang na ang taong bayan ay maunawaan kung ano talaga yung nangyayari sa loob ng impeachment proceedings, kung bakit kinasuhan, kung ano ang mga grounds, kung ano ang mga ebidensya na nilalatag ng magkabilang partido, ng prosecution at ng depensa, at hayaan natin yung taong bayan ang mag-assess. Kung tayo ay bagamat nire-respeto natin na talaga namang may limitasyon. In fact, kung makikita ninyo sa maraming pagkakataon, may mga interviews na halos hindi rin namin masagot yung mga tanong, hindi dahil sa ayaw namin sagutin, bagkus nakatali kami dito sa Senate rules na huwag kami magdi-discuss ng merito ng kaso. Pero kasi sana bigyan natin ng konting flexibility, ng luwag, dahil ito nga ay impeachment case kung saan ang tinitignan dito at sinasakdal ay tinitignan yung fitness niya na magsilbi sa taong bayan. Kaya kung hindi naman namin maipapaliwanag, lalong-lalo na po kami na nasa prosecution, kasi kami ang nakakakita ng kabuuan ng presentasyon ng ebidensya. Kung hindi naman namin ito maipapaliwanag ng maayos sa ating mga kababayan, ay baka hindi rin nila maunawaan kung ano po talaga ang nangyayari sa loob po ng impeachment court. Pero siyempre, kami naman po ay rerespetuhin namin kung ano ang magiging hatol o kung ano magiging desisyon ng ating mga senator judges. Basta't kami dito, gagawin lamang namin kung ano ang aming trabaho at kung ano sa tingin namin ang nararapat.
Siguro sa final point, tingin ko po malinaw naman yung red lines eh. Doon po sa informing the public objective ng lahat po ng partido, no? Ang red line naman po dito, ilang mga bagay lang. Fake news, misinformation, disinformation. Tingin ko po, wala akong problema kung ang gagawin po ng prosekusyon at depensa, ipapaliwanag ho nila yung naging takbo po ng presentasyon ng ebidensya at ano po yung naging pagtingin po nila dito. Di ba? Pero kung halimbawa magdadagdag sila ng mga detalye na hindi naman po talaga nabanggit doon po sa proceedings, yun, tingin ko papasok po sa fake news, disinformation, or misinformation po ito. And I think the point needs to be clear also na sa totoo lang, the further you restrict official communications by the defense, the prosecution, and the court itself, dyan po nagkakaroon ng vacuum for disinformation, misinformation, fake news noong pong mga other malign actors eh. Hindi ba? So let us not kid ourselves na this is just about the parties and the court, no? Kasi ang totoo, because this is a sui generis proceeding, talaga po nga meron pong mga interest, no? Yung po nga iba't ibang mga panig, no? Hindi ko sinasabing para sa prosecution o para sa depensa, para guluhin. Yung po nga takbo ng presentasyon ng ebidensya na hindi ho nakadikit sa katotohanan. So, I think when the Senate Impeachment Court lays out particular guidelines on public information objectives, dapat makita po nila ito, that the further we restrict official communications by the parties and the court, a vacuum will be created, and that is when malign actors might be able to fill it. And I don't think it serves any further interest, whether the parties or the public interest itself.
Nabanggit po ninyo yung spliced videos plus yung pronouncement po ni VP Duterte na merong bending of the law in the trial. Ito pong dalawang ito, i-raise niyo po ba before the court during the trial?
Walang konteksto naman kung babalikan po natin, ang naging konteksto po nung last week na hearing ay yung post po ng aming private prosecutor, no? Yung sinasabing ano yung po pwede sa cross-examination no misleading. Ang sinasabi lang po natin dito ay gusto po natin ng kung gusto po natin na stricto yung magiging compliance dun sa sub judice rule, dapat po pagkapantay-pantay yung pagtingin. Comprehensive po dapat po yung ating pagtingin sa lahat po ng dapat nating i-allow at hindi allow. May mga nangyari po prior to that, na kung tatanungin po ang taong bayan, ay mukhang nagpapakita din ng hindi pagsunod doon sa sub judice rule. Unang-una, ang Vice Presidente, sabi niya, may bending of the rule. Ito ay, sa aming palagay, ito ay direktibang reference sa integrity at insulto sa integrity ng korte, ng impeachment court. Pero wala po tayong naririnig na kung paano po at least ma-admonish ang defense panel para pagsabihan ng respondent na wag niyang iinsultuhin o wag niyang magbibigay ng any statement that would weaken the integrity of the impeachment court. So kami po naman sa House Prosecution Panel, tumatalima naman po kami, very consistent po yung nagiging response ng ating House Prosecution Panel sa lahat ng direktiba po ng impeachment court ay sinusunod po namin. Ang nag-a-adjust po ang House Prosecution Panel patungkol po sa mga bagong direktiba na nilalabas po ng House Prosecution Panel. Ang aming pong posisyon, kung meron pong directive on this coming Monday, kami po itatalima. Pero I think it's also fair to say na may mga statements and mga splice videos na lumabas which actually contradicts the very principle why the Senate has to maintain its impartiality. And on the part of the Vice President, she has made mention about bending the law which actually opposes the very foundation which the court needs to hold itself, no? The integrity of the court. Kasi para po sa amin, insulto po yan. At dinidegrade po ang integridad ng ng impeachment court.
Well, to answer the question directly, it is something that we may raise, no? Whether during oral arguments, during the open court, or as a written manifestation. Kasi, again, to be honest with it, totoo naman ho, hindi ba? Mas mabigat ho yung questioning the integrity of the court that had been stated by the Vice President. At yun po ay, syempre, doon po sa mga senator judges, totoo naman ho, may napinsala naman po talagang House Prosecutor, hindi po ba? When a spliced video of him speaking was released. No? So, I think if it's something that the Senate Impeachment Court would really want to undertake, ito pong providing guidelines for how the court, the parties should engage with the public. Dapat all of these particular details should be incorporated in the guidelines itself. No? Kasi hindi naman huubra na yung pong reklamo lang po ng depensa, yung pong magiging batayan dito po sa guidelines na ito, Kasi again, going back to the transcript itself, sobrang linaw naman ho nung napanood ho natin. Wala hong batayan para magreklamo yung depensa kasi nung sinabi ho yung it is allowed, kinat pa nga niya si Attorney Kapunan eh. Hindi ho ba? So, paano po yun magiging batayan? Nito pong reklamo nila on one of our private prosecutors. So, to sum it, kailangan lang po, dapat makita ho lahat ng Senate Impeachment Court, yung po mga instances, nung po tingin din ho namin, meron pong paglagpas dito po sa bagay po na ito.
Sa ngayon, ang nakikita pa lamang po natin ng bending the law ay yung pagliliquidate po nila ng confidential fund. So other than that, wala na po tayong nakikita na bending the law.
Sir, just in case ang ruling ng impeachment court ay may violations ang certain prosecutors or members of the prosecution panel, ano po ba yung pwedeng penalties? And pwede bang i-apela yun na wag nang patawan ng parusa?
Syempre, we would opt to wait for what the presiding officer will state. Pero tingin ko hindi naman ho pwede magbigay ng penalty there and then kung hindi naman ho informed yung mga tao. Syempre, due process concerns pa rin naman po yung pinag-uusapan po natin dito. So, a right to respond on whatever supposed violation should still be given to concerned parties. But I think ang mas ilalabas po talaga ng atin pong Senate Impeachment Court on Monday would be yung pong general or specific guidelines for the public engagement of all the parties dito po sa proceedings po natin.
Last question ko po is non-impeachment. May comment po ba kayo doon sa nasa affidavit ni former Secretary Bonoan that there is a leadership fund in the budget, and for the members of the House, 500 million per district ang inilaan